So today we're going to talk about the different kinds of stone types that are out there and what's involved in the use and care and maintenance of those stones. I think a lot of people are confused. Do I need to soak my stone? Should I never soak it? What if I permanently soak it? How do I deal with that kind of thing? And so I'd like to go over it with you guys. There are three main kinds of stones that you're going to see. They're going to be ceramic stones, resinoid-based stones, and magnesia-based stones. And that refers to the binding agent that the stone is made up from. And the binding agents will cause the stones to react to water in different ways. The most common type of stone that we have are ceramic-based stones. And it can be difficult to tell what's going on when you're just looking at the stone, so just ask. If you're not sure, just ask. Ceramic stones are often a little bit more porous. They're made like pottery, fired in a high-temperature kiln. And when you soak them in water, they absorb water, and you'll see that at some point they become fully saturated. Bubbles stop coming out of them, and that is when they are ready to use. They always require being soaked in water, and you just need to soak them until bubbles stop coming out. Usually it takes about 5 to 10 minutes. You can leave them in water permanently if you'd like, but you can also take them out and store them dry. If you're going to take them out though, don't put them back in the box. They retain a little bit of moisture, and it's really easy for mold to develop in those boxes. So make sure you let them dry for a long time in a well-ventilated area. So ceramic stones need to be soaked prior to using. Soak them until they are fully saturated and splash water on them as you go. The polar opposite of that are magnesia-based stones. And magnesia-based stones do not require any soaking at all. And in fact, they should not be soaked. Magnesia-based stones are splash and go stones. That means all you have to do is splash some water on the surface, start sharpening, keep splashing water as you go. When you're done, wipe them clean and wipe them dry, put them away. Again, I would recommend not putting them back in the box because there will always be some surface moisture or something in there. They can get moldy and weird, so just make sure that they're able to dry in a well-ventilated area. Magnesia-based stones can be extremely convenient, but the downside of them is that they tend to feel a little bit harder and a little bit more glossy when you sharpen on them. Versus ceramic stones, which tend to feel much grippier and have a more kind of connected tactile feel. And in fact, the ceramic binding agent is hard enough that it contributes to the cutting power of the stone as well. The last type of stones I want to go over are resinoid-based stones. And resinoid-based stones are often sold as splash and go stones, but that's not always the case. They can be used as splash and go stones, and they are significantly less porous than ceramic stones. However, they're going to soak in some water as you go. So in the beginning, when you're using them as splash and go stones, they feel a little bit chalky, and you'll see that they'll absorb a little bit more water. I prefer to permanently soak resinoid-based stones, and when you soak them, they absorb a lot of water. And as they absorb that water, the binding agent softens and swells a little bit. And having a softer binding agent means that when you're sharpening, more fresh abrasive gets released more easily, the stones hold water better and are a little bit muddier. I love resinoid-based stones, especially when they're permanently soaked, because they provide a creamy, luxurious kind of tactile feel, and they do a really, really great job at creating smooth, even, highly polished finishes. The downside of these is they do not respond well to repeated soaking and drying. So if you soak them and dry them, during the drying process, the outside loses that water much more quickly than the inside, and as it loses that mass, it contracts around the center, and it causes stress fractures to form. So with resinoid-based stones, you either want to use them only as splash and go stones, or permanently soak them. And if you ever do need to dry them out for any reason, you want to slow down the drying process as much as possible. One easy way to do that is to wrap them in a damp towel and allow the stone to come to more of an equilibrium as it slowly dries out. And if you are permanently soaking stones and you want a stupid little trick to keep them permanently soaked and out of the way, we'll sometimes tell people that you can use the tank of your toilet as a nice out-of-the-way place to keep the stones permanently soaked. It's cycling through clean water all the time, so you don't have to sit and change water that often, and it doesn't take up space on your kitchen countertop. But if that's weird for you, you can just get like a little Rubbermaid bucket and throw them in there. Just make sure that you change the water from time to time so they don't develop algae or mold in there. Anyways, those are the three main kinds of stones that you'll see when you're shopping for stones. Hope you enjoy.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.